He is a fraudulent man. He's an easy target. He's a fraud. Bro, you are so great at running down the street. You're not hard. You're not tough.
I'm old school man, bro. So, you go out here calling people shit like that, saying, no Navy SEAL can hang with you training. I was responding to all those videos you did. I've never met you. You never met me.
That's right, the drama continues, and for some reason, David Goggins is in the crosshairs of Sean Strickland, MMA fighter, again. And I sit here and I'm like, along with the rest of the internet, of saying, why, out of all people, David Goggins? We think we might have some answers here, but let's show it where he stokes the fire again from what we saw only a couple weeks ago.
Goggins, I heard you want a piece. Challenge accepted. Just so you know, man, the only thing you ever beat me at in life is fucking running. But guess what? I don't have to fucking run. You run from me.
22!
Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs?
That's you, buddy!
Squad, this thing is... I'm a fucking Navy SEAL, man.
Now, some of this, I think, is just an attention grab. I think from some kind of offshoot thing that goes along with his, I guess, attention hack or attention hack culture people are trying to do, because the description of that post says this. It says, David Goggins challenged me. I'll admit it. You will beat me in a jog, just occupying time while waiting for a title shot. Is this just because he wants the title shot and somehow maybe getting some higher level hype by Dana White in order to obtain a bigger bag? That's where I think I'm like, this is kind of messed up. And I will continue to echo this, of where, like Sean Strickland, you are going into a controlled match with finite rules and expectations, where David Goggins, the training, yes, running could be part of that, yet like there are so many other things that are involved with what a Navy SEAL can encounter, whether it be tactics of movement, going through doorways, or this could be different types of adversaries based on the weaponry they have that aren't just their, fists and feet and hands and heads and whatever else. That I look at this and I'm like, these are really apples to oranges. And because of this, we've actually seen people in the comments that follow Sean Strickland, and they're saying this isn't cool and this is what they have to say. Alexander Davis says, not funny at all. Seriously sad to see the internet falling apart with clowns like you. Luke Lovely says, guys trying to pick on a 50-year-old. And someone says, hating on Goggins is just an L. Now, mind you, Goggins does not really have much to gain from this hype or whatever. He is in a other universe of kind of the general practitioner, just trying to better their life and trying to show up better every day and, push them beyond their comfortable limits, and kind of is going for this general mass perception or lesson he could teach. However, Sean is gatekeeping this, but I'm assuming there are things that have gone behind closed doors, but David Goggins lets us in on that and shows us that there's been a lot going on.
This is my last video about this. Sean Strickland, I know you're doing all this for clickbait. We had a DM the other day, me and you back and forth. I was pretty much DMing you because, you called me a bitch and talk about my military career and going out here once again trying to, like you said in your DM, trying to be a clown. You're an MMA fighter and also you're a comedian. So, I'm not much of a comedian at all. I'm old school man, bro. So, you go out here calling people bitch and shit like that, saying, no Navy SEAL can hang with you training. I was responding to all those videos you did. I've never met you. You never met me. And you ran your mouth. You wanted to spar with me and all this other stuff, man. You were born in 1991, I believe. I was born in 1975. Talk about me being old, me being beat up. Once again, I know you're trying to clickbait all this stuff, but I'm an old-fashioned man. I am older than you. 16 years older than you, so I don't do all this let me get clickbait shit. You want to say you can fuck me up in training? I responded to that video to you, and this is what I said. You have yet to respond to this. And so anytime you want to train with me, I am ready to train with you. I am done with the videos. You all can keep on, tagging me on TikTok and all this other shit. Sean, it's in your court.
Now, looking at this, I have to agree with David Goggins. There is a huge disparity in age here where I'm like, they're training for two different things. Goggins being as old as he is, obviously, if you've looked into his history, this man has like no cartilage anywhere on his body because he's worn it down and beaten his body up so hard. And it's known that Navy SEAL training can actually cause that, as it is quite arduous. Now, I wanted to screen cap here and show you guys what the DM from David Goggins said to Sean Strickland, because that way nothing is filtered here. You guys know everything. Anytime you want to train with me, let me know. No more BS or running your mouth. Something training days with me, and right after I will happily do 3 rounds of boxing with you. Let's stop running our mouths and just man up. I'm back in September. I'm not going to video S. I'm going to show you where your world ends and mine begins. I can box, okay, I have endurance in the sport, plus my old man F me up for sport. Looking forward to it. So from this, it looks like David Goggins was like, sure, we'll do this for the little TikTok or whatever. I'll play the game. It's kind of funny. Sure, we'll cross over, we'll collaborate, and we'll, shake hands or whatever through this. But people in the comments, other SEALs are actually going after Sean Strickland as well and defending David Goggins. That's, for example, Eddie Gallagher, the one that was accused of war crimes and was acquitted of those charges, where he said, that's why we call it SEAL teams. You might beat one of us up, but now the rest are coming for you. Now, that's where I thought Sean would have said, okay, let's arrange something. There's enough playing games or stuff like that. He's had backlash from people saying, don't call it veterans, Navy SEALs at that, and people that have generally just decided to help people. But Sean Strickland has doubled down on his hate for David Goggins and says this.
You guys, let me explain to you why I make fun of David Goggins. He is a fraudulent man. He's an easy target. He is a fraud. Bro, you are so great at running down the street. You're not hard, you're not tough, you run, my man. Do you know why I know you're fraudulent? Because as I make fun of you and you post your little TikTok video, I'm a hard man. I'll show up, I'll handle this like a man. No, you won't, dude. I train at Extreme Couture. I'm easy to find. You live in Las Vegas. I live in Las Vegas. Show up. Mitch showed up. Do you not know how to use GPS, my man? Do you not know how to get in your car? I'll tell you what, why don't you jog down? But you won't, dude, because you are a fucking fraud. You go on TikTok and you make these stupid videos. You are a fucking fraud. And that's why I make fun of you. And that's why you will never show up, because I will expose you. I will expose you. So just stay on fucking TikTok and keep fucking running. Or man up and show up, but you won't.
David Goggins did not come after Sean Strickland. So why is David Goggins going to meet up with Sean Strickland out of anything? Because you're the one challenging him, and it was really out of nothing, right? And other people make valid points against Sean during this interaction, and they say this. MCK12394 says, you're beating him in MMA, though. Point made, if he wanted to beat Goggins at his own game, he should have the apples-to-apples comparison, because Goggins is some kind of endurance athlete, not typically trained in hand-to-hand combat, with some limited mixed martial arts, because they're obviously going to try and use other weaponry to eliminate enemies before they use their hands or their feet. Tony Rawfather says, he served this country and teaches men to be accountable. You cry on podcasts about how mean your dad was. So I think the hate got to Sean Strickland because he's now officially made another video kind of backing down from this, which I would say you tripled down with the first video where I covered this. Then you did it again. Then you did it again. So now it's like after the fourth video, you're now going to like pull back the reins and say, sorry, David Goggins, really didn't mean to do that. But he's kind of pulling back, and I want to see your guys' thoughts on it. Check this video out.
You know, guys, if I had to be completely honest, I think I'm just bored and angry. You know, I'm the #1 contender. I gotta wait for Izzy and Dricus to fight to get my shot. What does one do? I'm bored and angry. I'm training, I'm in shape, but what does one do? I'm just bored and angry.
And just like I thought, the rest of the internet believed the same thing. And they're like, this is a little too hard of a backpedal. Wolf_LE says, why are you switching up after noticing the hate comments? If this didn't backfire on you, you would have never apologized. And then J Lopez FXDB writes, bro, just got post-nut clarity. And I have to say, I understand what Sean Strickland is trying to do. He's trying to add hype, value, create, buzz around him, which, by the way, if you're waiting for a fight to come up and people haven't already fought yet, you're kind of just wasting this airspace as far as that goes. And he's trying to do like a Conor McGregor, like pick fights or like kind of be in the public eye, which really doesn't go in his case. And he's kind of executing in the worst way possible. And on top of that, it's kind of Jake Paul-y, where you're going in the route of getting on other people that are outside the realm of the sport that you're in. It's just bad execution, bad tact, and also not really understanding what the requirements of an Navy SEAL are other than just being tough. And if so, I think Sean Strickland should go to the BUDS Prep, the Basic Underwater Demolition School, and just go over there and see what it's like for a day to train with those guys. And I bet you the instructors are going to be harder than David Goggins would. That would just be my thought process, because it would be the tribal mentality to make sure Sean was broken. But anyway, that's where we get to the conversation where we continue it down in the comments below, because you guys continue the conversation. And as always, if you guys like what I cover on the channel, hit me up over on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.